Welcome to high school basketball at the City of Palms Classic on League Ready. We're live from Florida Southwestern State College in Fort Myers, Florida for some elite high school hoops. And tonight's matchup features the Oak Ridge Pioneers against the Owasso Rams. Good to have you with us alongside Rafael Davis. I'm Sam Brief with our wonderful crew, and this is a loaded matchup between two teams, Ray, who really had different paths coming into this matchup.
Yeah, you look at Owasso, that big-time win over Lehigh. It was a defensive mindset. Lehigh being one of the better offensive teams in the country, held them under 60 points, under 40% from the field. And then Oak Ridge, it was an offensive masterpiece. 100 points in a game, over 56% from the field. You make 14 threes, 29 assists, only 7 turnovers. Going to see what wins out. Really good offense, but really good defense.
A good old clash of styles that, of course, is the best type of basketball. Let's zoom out for a moment. We're in the semis here at the City of Palms. The winner gets to play Montverde, who got a bit of a scare last night. Millennium nearly took him down thanks to a ton of turnovers. The winner gets Montverde, and we have a loaded slate for you for the rest of the evening. But let's dive right in with this one. So for Oak Ridge, head coach Steve Reese puts out this starting lineup, and a lot of eyes will be on Jameer Jones, who's headed to Providence.
Yeah, Jameer Jones showed exactly why he is one of the better small forwards in the country. Ranked 35th in the entire nation, put on a show in the game ago. 25 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, 5 steals, and more impressively for the 6'6" power forward, only 1 turnover. Just a big-time performance by the Providence commit.
Well, on the flip side, Owasso, the defending Oklahoma State champs, led by head coach Brian Montanati and led on the floor by his son, Jalen, who's a stud.
Jalen is a stud, and more than that, he can score the basketball at every level on the floor. At 6'6", he has a great inside game, great mid-range game, can knock it down from deep, 28 and 9 rebounds a game against Lehigh. Dude can put the basketball in the bucket. Going to see which player can go along with him, because they're going to need more than him to take out Oak Ridge.
Jalen Montanati, gold medal winner with Team USA at the FIBA AmeriCup last year. As the Rams of Owasso are introduced, they won the Oklahoma State title last year, and this is a school that had never been there before. First state title in school history, and that win last night over Lehigh, part of a trend. It's up for Owasso, and they're looking to become one of the truly elite teams in the nation.
I mean, that's what events like this are for, to come out here and show exactly what you have. You go up and you play a good Lehigh team. You're not expected to win that game, but you go out and you compete at the highest level. It was a special defensive performance, and then they got a special offensive performance by Jalen Montanati. And when you got a kid that can put the basketball in the rim at his level, you're always going to have a chance to win the game.
They started hot, up 15 at halftime against a Lehigh team that entered the weekend as the number 10 team in the country. So Owasso riding high. Oak Ridge, though, I mean, they blew out Bishop McNamara, 103-61. Double figures for Jones and Reese. Also Trayvon Maddox and Zay Mosley. So two of the top programs in the nation here in the quarterfinal, or in the semifinals of the City of Palms. And quick reset. Again, good to have you with us. Happy holidays. Sam and Ray got you covered with our wonderful crew here at Florida Southwestern State College. So Oak Ridge will start with it, and Jalen Reese, the point guard who's headed to LSU, up top. Kind of the feeling out process right now as Jackson triggers an early 3 and Oak Ridge starts hot. And that's Willie Jackson, 6'3", senior guard.
Good to see him knock one down early. 2 for 8 yesterday from deep. They get Jackson take some shots. It'd be a good one for
Our
Oak Ridge.
first look at Montanati, golden from the baseline.
Just smooth, ability to get to that mid-range spot and just raise up and knock it down. One dribble pull up, nice, easy going to start this one off for Montanati.
The number 20 ranked player in his class. And an offensive board. Jones is stuffed. Jones another chance. No, third time, though, is the charm as he gets the tip.
When that shot goes up, Owasso has to do a great job in this one of keeping Oak Ridge off the glass. Oak Ridge with 11 offensive rebounds, 22 second chance points a game ago. It's going to be imperative that Owasso can come away from defensive rebounds.
A 3-ball misses for Bowden Williams, and rebound goes to Oak Ridge. Here's Reese, just committed to LSU. Averaged 15 points, 8 dimes, 3 steals a game last year. Now a little bully ball inside, and Mosley is called for a travel.
Just got to go score that ball, big fella. It's one-on-one in the post. Our college coach would always tell us, you got a one-on-one and you got to move. You got to get to it.
What do you mean by that? Get to it. Like just
go score the ball. Don't mess around with it. Don't play with it. Don't over dribble. If your move is getting to that left shoulder, you got to get to it as soon as you can.
And Montanati gets to it. He's 2 for 2.
Just aggressive early on. Take it what the defense is giving him. It was the mid-range earlier. Now the defense is sagging off, knowing he can drive the ball with the highest levels and knocks it down right over top.
Stock is exploding for Montanati as a 3 splashes in his face, courtesy of Trey Maddox.
This Oak Ridge team can really shoot the basketball. They catch the ball. You got to have high hands and beat to a body. It can't have a company closeout when you play Oak Ridge.
They hit 14 threes last night in the win over Bishop McNamara. Kobe Freeman now, little drive and kick. And a 3-ball cashes in. Jax Kerr with his first bucket.
Jax Kerr showing his versatility. We saw him block a shot earlier. Now he's stepping down. Ooh, big shot. Like knocking down shots from deep.
It's a 3-point contest. Jalen Reese welcomes himself.
Oak Ridge wants to get this thing up and down, and play as fast as they can, take good shots, take early ones. Shot 34 threes a game ago. They're going to get this one going.
103 points in the win. And now Montanati gets the foul. And first free throws of the game will come from maybe the best player on the court. Jalen Montanati, the number 6 ranked power forward in the junior class. Bunch of schools calling for him with good reason. And the coach's son at 6 early points for Owasso. Well, it's a 3-point shootout so far. Here was Montanati and his first bucket from inside.
Did a great job just playing off the closeout. Nice little pump fake to free himself up. Then one dribble baseline and knocking it down.
And he knocks down 2 free throws. He's yet to miss.
Smooth player, mid-range, knocking down threes, getting downhill, getting to the free throw line, putting his full game on display.
There's something about his shot just feels like butter, smooth like butter.
Just pure. That's not a good pass.
He's given a Christmas present. And now Montanati.
Good pass.
Looking inside and threw it away. You said good pass before he released it.
Bowden's got to be there. He left it. He was wide open at the rim and ran away from it.
Vacated. And Jones misses a 3. Bowden Williams pulls up and almost redeemed himself. Jones. There was an elbow, no call, and it goes out of bounds off of Owasso.
Good strong drive, got the extra defender, and when that extra defender comes to commit, you got to get that basketball out of his hands. Jones did a great job driving to the basket, getting the defense to commit. It's got to be someone else.
Here's Kobe Freeman, transfer from Purcell High School. 25 points a game last year. Also in Oklahoma. Kerr nearly got the pocket picked. Freeman. Williams open for 3, and he's 0 for 2. Offensive board for Kerr. And then he throws it away. Owasso getting sloppy. Reese.
Good pass.
Around to Jackson. And suddenly, a lid on the hoop.
It's good offense, though. You push the basketball in transition, you find a shooter, and make that extra pass to the corner, wide open look. Coach is going to live with that one.
Coach Steve Reese leading his Oak Ridge Pioneers, who were Florida runner-ups last year, to Columbus. Jones a miss. Offensive board number 2 and putback 2 for Zay Mosley. Good stuff from the Ohio-bound big man.
Just what Oak Ridge does to you. They just wear you out. They want to get up and down in transition. They want to push the basketball. But when that shot goes up, they are crashing that glass. 11 rebounds, 11 offensive rebounds a game ago, 22 second chance points. That is their deal. Sometimes their best offense is their offensive rebound. If they miss one, they have 4 guys crashing at all times. You've got to get a body and get them out of the lane. You can't just go jump and chase the basketball. Owasso's got to do a better job on the glass early on in this one.
Zay Mosley has 2 offensive boards, 2 putbacks so far. He's built like a linebacker, headed to the Bobcats of Ohio. 6'7", 215. They really rely on that big presence.
And Jax Kerr may have the height advantage, but when that shot goes up, he's got to get low, be physical, embrace the physicality of the game, and get him out of there.
Here's Williams. Nice feed, and Montanati to finish.
Montanati can do it all on the floor. I mean, we saw the mid-range, we saw the 3, we saw him get downhill. Now we see the back door, putting a full game on display.
And then Oak Ridge coughs it back up. I feel like it's only been not even 5 minutes, and we've seen the full repertoire already.
Not even 5 minutes. My guy has 9 points. The bucket. Gonna need someone else to go along with him, though.
A smooth bucket, and here he is. Another bucket.
That's bad defense. Jones has got to be there. It's the best player on the floor. You've got to be tight to his hip and trail him off of that screen. That is just a simple baseline cut, nice little curl cut. Montanati got it going.
Maddox a 3-point miss, and Montanati's boys coming back with it. Let's see if they feed the beast.
You got to go to the high hand.
Everyone's touched it but him. Here he is. He's wide open. How's that happen?
He
missed it.
Still another bad defensive possession. Just Oak Ridge just being able to get away with that one. That basketball's going baseline. You got to get back to your man.
They're fortunate he missed it as Reese misses. Montanati.
Letting him play.
Only 1 foul call in the opening 6, and Freeman an air ball. We're going towards Oak Ridge. Well, Montanati, a walking, talking bucket. We've seen the full repertoire, right?
This is a complete 3-level score. We've seen him get to the basket. We've seen him knock down shots in the mid-range, off of curls, off of the 1-dribble pull-up. We've seen him knock down a 3. Dude can really score the basketball. A fluid scorer, versatile scorer at 6'6", can do it all on the floor. You can see why he's rated a top 6 power forward in his high school class.
He'll be playing high major hoops in a couple of years. But first, a lot of unfinished business at Owasso. All right, here's Reese. Awkward shot, got it to go.
Through the foul. Reese got to his spot, pulling up, through the contact, knocking it down. Young fella coming off a 12 and 10 assist game. He's got to get going for Oak Ridge to win this one.
And you said through a foul. I think the officials' whistles are broken.
That's a good pass.
Montanati, the feed. Kerr, the finish.
Good pass. Montanati coming off of that curl cut, understanding the defense knows he has it going. And instead of pulling up, he finds his big fella Kerr right at the rim for that nice, easy bucket.
Nice spin for Jones, and the Providence-bound recruit can't get his own rebound. Montanati got it.
Jones is pressing just a little bit.
Only 2 points so far for Jameer. Averaged 20 a game last year. Freeman to Kerr. And the big man off to the man, Montanati again.
Just bad defense, and I feel like I'm a broken record at this point, but Jones is guarding the best player on the floor. You've got to have a sense of urgency. When he catches the basketball, you have got to be there in his jersey. Just too easy of a catch, too easy of a shot.
Mosley gets his defender on the ground, and the finish.
That's just not good defense by Kerr. Kerr's got to give a little bit of more resistance inside. You can't just bail out and try to steal that charge away. You got to get Mosley out of that lane before he even catches the ball to not give him that easy look.
So 5 seconds. I think Montanati's going to shoot this, yeah? With one, number one. Can't hit it, but that's after a marvelous first quarter with 14 of Owasso's 19 points. We saw everything on display for who you call the best player on the floor.
Montanati just putting on his full game on full display right here. Coming off that nice handoff, defense is sagging, trailing behind, knows exactly what to do with it. If you're going to go under, if you're not going to be connected, Montanati going to raise up and knock it down. 14 of Owasso's 19 points in that first quarter. Young fella had it going.
City of Palms Classic, quarter 2 coming up next. Oak Ridge and Owasso quarterfinals at the City of Palms Classic. Happy holidays. Jalen Montanati putting on a show. 14 points, 5 of 7 shooting. We've seen it from point-blank range, from mid-range, from three-point range. And here he is. Against 3, he wins.
I mean, his ability to just get to wherever he wants to on the floor is outstanding. I mean, you just 4 3-level score. Big
and
shot.
Say Mosley responds from downtown. It's been a team effort for Oak Ridge and a Montanati machine for Owasso. Foul at center court. So we spent the whole first quarter talking about this dude. He gets 1 touch, couple of dribbles against 3, and he wins.
I think we're going to spend the whole game talking about Jalen Montanati. His ability to get downhill, get to a spot, finish through contact with that wiry strength. It's impressive early.
Good thing we practiced our enunciation on Montanati.
Montanati.
We'll say it a few times more. Owasso doesn't play many guys. Only 5 players even scored in their win against Lehigh last night. A 3-ball for Williams off the front end. And rebound Harden. Oak Ridge plays a little deeper lineup as Jalen Reese is no good from 3. The win over Bishop McNamara last night, 103 points for Oak Ridge. Good ball movement leads to a Freeman teardrop and a few bounces and in.
It's really good offense by Owasso. Being able to get that basketball to the second and third side, moving it. Kerr with a great extra pass. And then young fella just playing up for the closeout, getting to that little mid-range floater. Beautiful display of half-court offense.
Freeman's first points. Oak Ridge on the attack and another 3-point miss. This time Willie Jackson.
Oak Ridge got to drive that basketball. 3 of 7 from 3 in that first quarter. No free throws attempted. They got to put some pressure on that defense.
3 in the corner for Julius Wilson, not there. 34 threes for Oak Ridge last night. They love to do that. And this time, a splash for Maddox.
When you're knocking them down at a high rate, it's a good thing to take them. I mean, 103 points in the game ago for Oak Ridge. Only made 7 free throws. Just beautiful basketball, knocking down shots all over the floor. But the question is, if these shots don't fall, How can they put points on the basket? I'm really looking to see if these guys are going to start driving the ball.
Off the front end for Wilson, he's 0 for 2. So 23 all. Another try for Mosley. He's 2 for 2.
I mean, we talked about the defense with Jones, but Kerr, he's got to be there. Mosley's already made one. He's got it going inside. When he catches that basketball, it's just no close out there from Kerr. Kerr's got to have a sense of energy, be there on the catch, high hands, not allow Mosley that nice little easy 1-2 step in. The easiest shot in basketball.
Yeah, 10 points for Mosley now, who has only missed 1 shot. He has 2 3-pointers and 2 putbacks from offensive rebounds. Mosley's bound for Ohio. He actually played against this Oak Ridge team in the Florida State Final Four last year. He was with Winter Haven High School and put up 19 points, 6 rebounds. Oak Ridge, though, got the best of him. Ended Winter Haven High School's 27-game win streak. If you can't beat him, join him. And here's Mosley in yellow and green.
Just a kid that's uberly skilled on the basketball floor. He's a hard worker, hard-nosed, can rebound the ball on both ends, can knock down the open shot, can get to the basket, can do it all, and it works hard. And you can really see why Ohio is excited to have him. Young fella's going to have a great college career.
Little zone defense here for Oak Ridge. Mosley in the middle of it. Quick passing, try and beat that zone. Here's Montanati. A dribble and a shot, air ball.
Good D.
Finally the adjustment. Reese squirms his way into a foul. Didn't seem like it was in the act of shooting as it goes against Kobe Freeman.
Oak Ridge has got to continue to push the basketball. We talked about it earlier. Owasso only playing 5-6 guys. You got to wear them down in transition, wear them down on the glass, make them quit.
They're playing such a shallow lineup they played last night. Those legs are going to get tired as Mosley travels for the second time. Coach Steve Reese leading his squad, 23rd in the country entering today. Lost only 4 games last year. Looking to make some noise in this city of Palms. Wilson, Freeman, nice ball movement. And Williams off the glass, and the board for Oak Ridge. Reese looking to cook. Reese. Maddox, this is really good on-ball D for Owasso. Screen comes from Mosley, and there's a foul against Jax Kerr. Little jousting.
Being a little too aggressive defensively, bumping on that ball screen. You don't want that foul if you're Kerr. Shot clock is going down, 14 seconds left. You've got to be solid defensively, 35 feet away from the basket. You don't need your 7-footer picking up the cheap one.
Mosley again from 3, still hasn't missed.
You just can't compound your mistakes if you're Kerr. You pick up a foul, a cheap foul 30 feet away from the basket, and then again, when Mosley catches that basketball on that wing, you have got to be there with a high hand. He may play 5 for Oak Ridge, but you got to guard him like a guard.
And now Montanati not able to respond. Kerr the board, and he was fouled going up.
Good rebound from Kerr. Way to crash that glass.
With one hand. 6'10", Jax Kerr. He's off to St. Louis. So future Billiken. And 6'11", 205. He's wiry, but a ton of potential in that frame. And here he is. It's a Williams 3 off the front end. And a foul on the rebound again against Oak Ridge.
Kerr just doing a good job of being active when the ball goes up. That shot goes up, Kerr is attacking the glass. Picked up 2 quick fouls on Oak Ridge on the last 2 possessions just from his activity.
Quarterfinal, City of Palms Classic. Winner gets Montverde, number 6 team in the country. Squeaked by Millennium last night. And they get a watch today as Williams splashes from the mid-range.
It's a great cut by Williams to find an opening in that 2-3 zone, flash to that hot spot, and knocking it down.
And then Jones goes flying in. He's got to be frustrated, just 1 for 7 from the floor.
Yeah, Coach benched him coming into this second quarter. This is his first action of this quarter, and seems like it was a simple message. We need you to play harder. We need you to get to the basket. We need you to go get to the free throw line. And Jones putting pressure on the defense. And then Williams, just a great cut, finding the opening, finding that soft spot within that 2-3 zone, and just rising up and knocking it down. When you're playing the 2-3, you got to find that middle. And when you catch it, you look at your shot, look for your offense, you look down, you look corner, and good things will happen.
Jones 2 of 2 at the stripe.
Maybe that hopefully get Jones going to finish this second quarter.
A little full court pressure here for Oak Ridge. And then stolen away by Jones. Montanati fouled him right away. And they'll get Montanati.
Oh, that's weak. That's weak.
For an intentional foul call.
The coach has got that call from the sideline.
You say this is weak.
I mean, I understand it, but the initial swipe down was at the basketball, and then you wrap them up. I get you. The initial play was on the basketball. That's what I'll stick with.
So you would just go common foul.
It's just a common foul. Ref called a common foul. The coaches had a big reaction. The ref changed his call. I just think that was a common foul.
Coach call?
Fandom call.
Fan call?
It's a big spot for Owasso right here.
Yeah.
You got to finish out this quarter strong. This zone from Oak Ridge has really slowed things down offensively. This is where that defensive instinct, that defensive mentality, that tenacity really comes in. Got to finish this quarter with some stops.
Well, Montanati had 14 points in the first and only 2 in the second quarter. That was 5 minutes ago.
The pass.
Nice drive and kick. And Maddox can't convert the 3. So here's Owasso's chance. Can you get that offense grooving again? Montanati on a 5-minute scoring drought. Kerr finds him. In the corner, he's fouled by Maddox. So Owasso gets a call. And team foul number 4 on Oak Ridge. So Owasso already making some noise in the city of Palms. The win over Lehigh. Now looking to claw back into this one.
Travel.
And that travel against Julius Wilson.
The zone is really bothering Owasso right here in this second quarter. It's a great switch up from Coach, putting Oak Ridge in this 2-3 zone. It's a great activity, great hands. They're flying around. You got to take the man principles when you're playing zone and play hard to compete. Oak Ridge doing a great job.
Coach Steve Reese has built a powerhouse at Oak Ridge. The defensive adjustment in the second quarter paying off. Here's a 3 for Jackson, kind of ugly. And an important 2-minute stretch for Owasso starts. Montanati looking to get grooving again.
Good putt.
Curtis Williams for 2.
Williams does just a great job of playing without the basketball. When he doesn't have it, he is constantly moving. Once that defense turn their head, they ball watch, he is cutting backdoor, finding open spots, doing a beautiful job.
Talk about open, there's Willie Jackson, but he missed it.
Got to push this one.
Montanati slows it up.
Oak Ridge back in that man.
And a double dribble on Montanati.
No way. That's not a double dribble. It's a bad call.
He doesn't think so.
Good basketball. It's high-level basketball.
So a couple of questionable calls stinging Owasso as they're down 2 possessions with 1:20 to halftime. Good to have you with us on the cusp of the holiday season. Here's Jalen Reese, LSU-bound recruit.
Got to move it. Got to move it.
Not
Good
much
D.
space.
Good D. Good defense.
Mosley hasn't missed in the quarter. Mosley with 4. There's his first miss, and
Staying here.
will stay with 4 on the clock.
It's good defense. Got to get that rebound. Williams with some great defense. Curry with some great defense. Great individual efforts from Owasso. Just got to come away with that rebound. Got to have it.
4 seconds for Oak Ridge. Jones, long distance, not there. And now you need some buckets if you're Owasso. Williams out of the trap to Kerr. Montanati, a 3-ball. His first points in 7 minutes.
It's a big-time shot from a big-time player. Needed that one bad.
And then a response for Jalen Reese. Wipe it clean. So Oak Ridge lead back to 6, and now Owasso can hold for the final shot.
If you're Oak Ridge, you want to get this stop and finish it with a rebound. You don't want Owasso to creep in there and get a tip in. Switch it from man to the zone.
Oak Ridge 8-point advantage in the quarter. Scott, I don't think he knows how much time is left. And Montanati runs out of time, but a foul with at least 0.1 on the clock.
Yeah, he got fouled for sure. It's just a bad decision from Oak Ridge. Jones getting his hands in there. You just don't even need to contest that one. Just get a hand up. And if he makes it at the buzzer, you shake his hand and you go to halftime. But you don't want to reach in there. You saw that with the Ohio State. I mean, you saw that with the Michigan and Oklahoma game.
Man.
Jeremiah Fears. He makes that three. You just shake his hand and win in overtime. You don't want to foul.
That was something else as Oklahoma State undefeated. Montanati sitting at 19 points. We'll have 2 more chances to make it 20. And there was some game the other night, the Michigan OU game.
Yeah, it was.
And the SEC is on fire right now in the best way possible. Jalen Montanati, number 6 ranked power forward in his class, at 20 points in the quarterfinal of the City of Palms. Owasso was up 2 after a quarter. They'll head into halftime down. But how much? Five, as Montanati goes 1 for 3. And we go on to halftime. Well, first quarter belonged to Montanati, then Oak Ridge adjusted. Still, dueling 3-pointers right in front of halftime.
It was raining threes here in this first half. Montanati got it going. Mosley got it going. Jalen Jones made a few. Both teams making some big-time shots here in this first half. Going to see those first 3 minutes of the second half really going to tell the tale of this one.
And it is halftime in Fort Myers. We're back after this. So a 5-point lead for Oak Ridge at halftime as Pioneers made a heck of a defensive adjustment against stud Jalen Montanati. And alongside stud Ray Davis, I'm Sam Brief. So let's get right into this. Jalen Montanati, 14 points, quarter one, just 6 quarter two. What was the adjustment?
Oak Ridge went to that 2-3 zone, and it really bothered Owasso. They could get no rhythm going in the half court, and it took everything they wanted to do. The activity of Oak Ridge was big time. And then on the other end, Montanati, he had it going, but Mosley had it going for Oak Ridge. And with Jameer Jones not having the best first half of his high school career, it was Mosley that kept the game going for Oak Ridge and really led them to this lead.
In that first quarter, Mosley, 13 points, knocked down a couple of threes as these two teams combined to shoot 33 three-pointers in 16 minutes of high school basketball. So it's a 3-point barrage so far as Jones gets right to business and tips back his own shot.
Yeah, Jones was 1 for 8 from the field in the first half. He's too good of a player to not have an impact on the basketball game. Right when the second half got going, young fella put his nose down, got his head to the rim. Good sign for Oak Ridge.
And Kerr had the nose down, got fouled. So St. Louis Billiken of the future, Jax Kerr to the stripe. And not many free throws in that first half. Only 9 combined free throw attempts for the two teams. Here's Jones going to work.
That's his game, just getting downhill, getting that basketball off the rim, and that quick second jump, going up to tip it in. At 6'6", 220, there's no player on Owasso's squad that can keep Jones out of the lane. It can't be dribble, jumper, ill-advised jumper here. Got to put your head down and go get to that lane, young fella.
And the young fella's off to Providence. The play for Ed Cooley. As Kerr makes it a 5-point game.
Owasso's got to do more of that. You can't just shoot a bunch of threes in this half. You can't match Oak Ridge from deep. They've got to use their size with Kerr inside and try to get some plays at the rim, try to get to the free throw line.
Jalen Reese for 3. And that is 9 3-pointers for the Pioneers tonight.
That's what they do. Made 14 a game ago. They are going to get them up, and they are going to knock them down. You got to get there and have a high hand.
How does Owasso match him? Montanati has 20. Now he's trapped. Passes to Kerr. Freeman now. High arcing 3.
It's a great job by Kerr by finding that soft spot in the zone, making himself available, and then catching it and not rushing, not panicking, taking his time, finding the open shooter, knocking it down from deep.
And then a response. The Pioneers have scored on every possession this quarter.
But that's what happens for you if you're Jones. That first possession, he got his head down, got downhill, finished at the basket, and now his game is opening up. Now he knocks down that nice little mid-range jumper.
Back to work for Owasso, and the miss from Wilson. Freeman chased down. Oak Ridge back to that man-to-man defense. We saw that for most of the first quarter. Shifted to a 2-3 in the second quarter. That seemed to work. Freeman splits the D, and a foul against Oak Ridge. It'll get Mosley.
That's what's frustrating about the defense of Oak Ridge, because they're still in the 2-3. It's just a matchup 2-3. They just have man principles within their zone, and they're flying around. Sometimes when you play a zone, you get lazy. You start pointing. Guys aren't playing as hard as they can, using that zone as an excuse, but Oak Ridge is having none of it.
Looks like a really well-coached team.
They're just switching it up.
Wilson into traffic, and then a foul goes against Jalen Reese.
They're just so heavy in gaps. You think that pass is there, but Oak Ridge is there every time. Just Reese got to get his hands out of that cookie jar. He had that steal. It's the other hand on the back of the jersey. That's why he comes away with that foul.
Come on, it's the holidays. Hand in the cookie jar should always be allowed. Kerr has nothing but space and a block foul. against Jackson. So more free throws for the big Jacks Kerr.
Oak Ridge is making a concerted effort to get the basketball out of Montanetti's hands. When he catches it on that curl, they are sending 2 defenders at him every single time. It opens up the lane from Kerr. He just has to make the right decision, and there just drives the basketball, puts his nose at the rim, and now he's at the free throw line for two free throws at the charity stripe.
6'11", 205, bound for St. Louis University.
He can do a lot on the floor. I mean, we've seen him make good decisions with the basketball in his hands, knock down shots from deep. He's drove it a little bit. He's gotten a ball screen action. He's going to be a really good player at the next level, rather it's at that 4 position or the 5. He can do a lot of things, really versatile offensively.
8 points, 6 boards, and 5 assists, which strikes me for the big man.
A little bit of Danny Wolf inside of the big fella.
And one of the best players in the Big Ten right now.
Just at that size can do a lot of different things.
A long 3 for Reese isn't there. Here comes Owasso.
Reese is a really good player. It's just not a good shot. Got to move the basketball a little bit. This is still a game. This is a 6-point game, 2 possessions. Oak Ridge has got to try and put their foot on Owasso's neck. It's not going to do it with shots like that.
Only 4 different players have scored for Owasso, but here they are within 2 possessions.
And you see it here, just this 2-3. That middle of that zone is wide open.
Not going to it.
Because they think it's a man. They think this is a man defense. It's every time he catches, they're sending 2, which is going to open up the floor.
With 1 second on the shot clock.
It's good defense.
Beautiful 35 seconds.
When you play a zone the right way, the offense doesn't know what you're in. I mean, you're in a man here, you're in zone here, it's man principles, you're closing out the shooters. Oak Ridge is playing extremely hard, making that defensive stop happen.
Explain that to me, how they're in a zone defense, but to Owasso, it looks like a man.
They just have man principles. They're just to a man, to a body. And when Montanetti catches, they're just sending 2.
As they should. 20 points, but he's yet to score in the 3rd quarter. Poked away by Jones. And now Jones, against a smaller defender, wins the battle easily.
Mouse in the house. Jones got right where he wanted in the middle of that paint. And a great spin move off the defense, going up, finishing at the rim.
6'6", 205 Mouse.
This is the Jones that you want to see. This is the Jones that we didn't get in that 1st quarter. Got going at the end of the 2nd. Now we're seeing one of the better players in the country come to life.
Wilson to Freeman. A 3-ball sinks his 2nd.
It's opposite every time. You get that basketball inside versus this zone, you just got to look opposite and make a good pass.
And then Jones, the answer for 3.
When you play the game the right way, the basketball guys, they tend to reward you. Jones getting it going downhill, got a steal, got out of transition, knocked down a mid-range. Now he's knocking down shots from deep, putting his full game on display here in his 2nd half, just taking his basketball game over.
He had such a tough start. Now we look up, he's got 15 points. Team leader for Oak Ridge. You said the Mouse is in the house. He's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it just puts Freeman here in the paint, put him in the blender, Jones going up and finishing through contact. When you're struggling, when you can't get it going in the half court, you got to get yourself a steal, get yourself an easy one, and Jones has done that early in this 3rd.
Montanati hasn't scored in the 3rd.
And double
They're
team
all over
every
him.
catch.
Williams from the elbow. Kerr the board. Not there. And then the tip is there for Cone.
Good fight from Cone. But we said it earlier for Owasso, who's going to step up and help Montanati? It can't just be Montanati going off for 40, 50 points. He needs someone to help up. A game ago, it was Williams getting 13. One of these guys from Owasso has to step up and score the ball.
Now Mosley was just hacked going up. Probably a good idea to hack him. Barely missed in the 1st half with 13 points. Our 2 leading scorers in the 1st half were Mosley with 13 and Montanati with 20. Neither of them has scored in this half.
And it just shows you the depth of Oak Ridge, because Mosley had it going in that 1st half, hasn't scored in this 3rd, but it's been Jones, it's been Jackson, it's been Maddox, different guys making plays for this Oak Ridge squad. And for Owasso, it hasn't been another guy to come along with Montanati. Freeman has made some shots, but it's got to be someone to come and make their impact on this game.
And Mosley's 1st point of the 2nd half. This Owasso team only plays 6 deep. Montanati, without a point in 5 minutes, still has about half of the Rams' points.
Oak Ridge throwing the press here.
Solomon Bradshaw, 10 in yellow, just entered. He's all over Freeman, who gets it. Now Maddox on him.
Oh, he's going run and jump. Good cut, Williams.
Freeman picks through and not there. Rebound Jones.
Good drive.
It's a Mosley three again. He stays perfect.
Every player in this Oak Ridge team can knock it down from deep. They get it up and they knock them down. Jones does a great job of getting the basketball out of his hands, finds the shooter Mosley, and Mosley's done what he's been doing all game long, knocking down from deep. If you're not going to be there on the catch, you're not going to beat to the body, Mosley is going to make you pay. Fourth made three in this one.
And on the assist from Jameer Jones, Zay Mosley is nearly at 20. And so far, third quarter really has been dominated by Jones. Here, shows off a little no-look pass.
I mean, Jones just can play every single position on the floor. He has got it going in this second half. For himself, for others, putting his full game on display. But he shows the ability to score the ball at a high level, getting downhill, knocking down threes, knocking down shots in the mid-range. Now he showed a different part of his game, getting a defensive rebound and pushing the break, not just to score the ball in a transition opportunity, but to make the right play. 8 assists, 1 turnover a game ago. Jameer Jones showing exactly why he's one of the better players in the country.
I love talking fashion with you. I noticed Jameer Jones plays with the long sleeves. You ever play a game with long sleeves?
No, not at all. I don't think you're allowed to play long sleeves when I played. I never saw the point. You get tired, get winded.
Sweaty?
Sweaty, shirt gets heavy. I don't get it.
Those are long sleeves. Maybe it's cold in there. I mean, it's in Florida. I noticed in the entire state of Florida, they love to blast AC, right? So it's probably freezing in there.
I think when Hoodie Mello entered the game, we started seeing Mello work out in sweats. I think dudes just started doing whatever.
Hoodie Mello meet long sleeve Jameer. We'll come up with a better name someday.
Long sleeve Jameer.
I could do a lot better. All right. Back to Montanati. No points in the second half, and now stripped.
Jackson with great defense there. Great hands. Good pass.
And long sleeve Jameer for the flush.
That's what Oak Ridge wants to do. They want to use their defense to create scoring opportunities. Jackson with a great strip on Montanati, being strong, being physical, not fouling, swiping at the ball, and a great pass to Jones in transition.
And Williams can't quiet the run from deep. Mosley rebound.
Danger zone. Danger zone for Owasso here. Got to come away with a couple stops in a row. Get back in this game.
7-point advantage for Oak Ridge in this quarter. And their lead is at 13. Jones has taken over. Here he is. A little lob. And then a bobble. And Kerr scoops it.
Good pass.
Montanati, first bucket of the quarter.
Williams just knows how to play the game the right way. Williams does a great job catching that basketball and getting it right back Montanati on that little give and go action. Beautiful offense from Owasso here on that last possession.
And Bowden Williams, Jr., offers from Oklahoma State, Wisconsin, Green Bay, so he'll play college basketball in a couple years.
High IQ player.
Here's Reese. Future LSU Tiger off the glass.
Reese can go. I mean, that quick change of speed, being able to get downhill, make that play off the backboard, sweet little teardrop. Reese has his imprints all over this basketball game.
13 points for Jalen. And back to Williams. A tray not there. High IQ, but he can't find the bottom of the net now. Jones, too hot.
One more.
They'll slow it up. Just a 4-second differential here. Oak Ridge was up 6 at half. Lead up to 13 now. Jalen Reese, Jameer Jones starting to take over. Lob into the corner. And it is Solomon Mosley. No Williams now. Montanati, couple seconds.
Good D.
Stuffed. And that summarizes the third quarter.
And I mean, that may seem like a small play from Jones on that block, but that was a big-time block going into the fourth quarter from Jones, being able to save that possession.
Jameer Jones bound for the Providence Friars. They are getting a powerful one on the offensive end, and then little defense. Oak Ridge taking over the City of Palms Classic. Back after this. Owasso right now in what's been a defensive clinic. Number 23 team in the country is 8 minutes to victory, and if they do hold on, what do they get? Well, the date with Montverde, the 6-time City of Palms champions, would loom tomorrow. If Oak Ridge holds on, how about that nightcap game? Bottom left, IMG and La Lumiere.
I mean, Darius Adams, Darius Acuff, going to be a big-time battle. Acuff coming off a 38-point game. Whew. Looking forward to that backcourt matchup.
A double overtime win for IMG. Here's a Montanati three-point miss. And tips to stay here. IMG, La Lu, Grayson, and Columbus. We'll see the Boozer twins in action. Caleb Holt, one of the best players in the country. Some of the best coaches in the country here to recruit. Bill Self in attendance. Hubert Davis in attendance. I don't blame him with some of the talent on the line.
Oh.
Jameer Jones, talk about talent. And he draws the foul.
That's just what we did not see in that first quarter or the first half from Jameer Jones. Just did not have it going offensively. And in this second half, he has completely flipped the switch. Going up and grabbing the defensive rebound in traffic, having the ball skills to handle it, get in the middle of the lane, get himself fouled, get to the free throw line. Jameer Jones just showing why he's one of the better players in the country. A force in transition, a load in the lane.
He was 1 for his first 7.
But it was bad shots. It was jumpers, it was mid-range, it was pull-ups, it was step-backs. Just ill-advised offense from Jones, just forcing it. Sometimes when you play these matchups, you see Montanati coming into this game, you want to go bucket for bucket. You want to show that you're the best player in the country, but you got to do it with the flow, within the flow of the game. In this second half, Jameer Jones is just taking over. And we said in the first half, it was Jalen Montanati as the best player on the floor. And now in this second half, it is clearly Jameer Jones showing he's the best player on this floor.
He started 1 for 7. He's 5 of 7 since. And his 18 points rather, a team high for Oak Ridge.
Good things happen when you play the game the right way.
Montanati stuck in the corner.
Man, good D.
Lost it, but a tip out on Oak Ridge.
But Montanati, when he has that double team, someone has got to help the ball handler. Someone's got to flash to that basketball, flash to the basket, and help your teammate out, help your guy. And Montanati, you can't dribble through that double. You got to pick it up, be strong, find the open man. Cut.
Montanati off the cut, can't hit the reverse. Just 2 second-half points for the Owasso star. Now Jones going to work. Draws the foul.
Just too much. Just too big, too strong, too athletic, too talented for Owasso to be able to keep out of that lane. When he puts his head down and is determined to get to that basket, it is not much the Rams can do.
Jameer Jones lauded by scouts for what some call a junkyard dog kind of mentality. And on plays like that, you see it. He'll play for Ed Cooley's Providence Friars next year. Team looking to get back to the tournament for the first time in a couple seasons. So down 15, Owasso needs a huge burst, and Williams draws the foul. So Bowden to the line. At halftime, Owasso star Jalen Montanati was the story, 20 points. But flash forward, he's only at 22. Oak Ridge has clamped down.
The decision by coach to go to that 2-3 zone was big time. I mean, took Montanati out of this basketball game, forced someone else to try and step up and beat him, and no one could do it. I mean, that 2-3 zone just destroyed Owasso's game playing here in this second half. I mean, this half court.
And now Bowden Williams leaves one on the line. But Owasso was up 2 after the first quarter. Montanati was cooking. It all was cooking for the Rams. And came tumbling down once Oak Ridge went zone. Mosley can't hit this 3. Forward to Freeman. And then Jones saves a bucket.
Just playing hard. Just playing the game the right way. Getting in passing lanes, being in gaps, rebounding at a high level, pushing the basketball, finding guys off the ball. Jones is balling out there here in the second half.
He's balling and looks like he's enjoying himself. You gotta play the game with joy, right?
Train like a professional, play like a kid.
But a smart kid.
No such thing.
Here's Montanati. He's trapped. Freeman.
Got to shoot that one.
Montanati desperate for a bucket.
Good D.
Freeman.
Good D.
Not even close.
Good D. The defense has bothered Montanati so much here in this second half that he doesn't even understand when he is open. Was wide open on that shot, but hesitated because he's so used to that double team coming every time he touches it.
Mosley.
We've got to move here in his backside.
Reese, long distance 3.
Or not. Mosley catching that basketball in the post, didn't like what he had, did a great job of kicking out to Reese, and Reese knocking it down from deep. Hand down, man down. You're not there in the catch. Reese is letting it fly.
13 points for the LSU bound point guard as Wilson can't get it. So Oak Ridge, dynamite after that first quarter. On the cusp of a 20-point lead. And barring a miracle, looks like a date with Montverde might be on the books tomorrow night.
This one going up.
Jones, he gave it up. And then Bradshaw with the 3.
You can see the rhythm dribble for Jones, thinking about it, and they just made a good basketball decision. Get the basketball to Bradshaw. A young fella knocking it down in the corner. The defense is helping too much on Jones.
Montanati was fouled.
And that time, Montanati just beat the double team. He caught that ball in the mid-post, and before the double could even get set, he burst through it to the lane and was able to pick up that foul.
Just team foul 2 on Oak Ridge, so not free throw territory yet, which would come at 5. And with about 4 minutes left, here's Kerr. The 6'11" center is fouled by Mosley.
Good aggressive move by Kerr. If they're going to stay one-on-one in the post with you, big fella, you got to go and score that basketball.
What kind of player you think Jax Kerr will be? He's going to St. Louis.
I look at Jax Kerr like I look at Danny Wolf. I mean, a 6'10", a guy that can rebound, guy that can pass it, guy that can dribble it, handle it a little bit, make decisions. You look at Danny Wolf, a game against Arkansas, 14 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. It's exactly what I could see from a guy Kerr. As long as he develops within his skill set, gets better in the half court, gets better with his ball handling, I can see him making an impact at the highest levels. But that size, man, you just can't teach that body movement his dexterity, the way he can shoot the ball from deep. He's got to add some weight, add some physicality to his game. He'd be right there.
He's 6'11", 205, so really wiry as he hits the first one.
I mean, you get him 6'11", 230, knocking down threes. I mean, not much more you can ask from him.
12 points, 8 boards, 3 blocks per game last season for Owasso. Jax Kerr splits those free throws. Just not Owasso's night, at least after the first quarter. It was a one-man show in quarter one. Jalen Montanati came out with 14 points. Oak Ridge clamped down, switched to the zone. It's been a new game since. The mantle passed from Montanati to Jameer Jones. Here's Jones. The drive. Blocked. Wilson rejected him. And then a foul against Trayvon Maddox.
It's a big-time rejection from Wilson. Staying with the basketball, going up second, knocking it off the glass. It's good defense.
Turning into a little foul fest. Midway through the fourth. Still 2 more games for you tonight here on League Ready. We have Columbus against Grayson. Both the Boozer twins in action against Caleb Holt, one of the top juniors in the country. And then the nightcap, 9 Eastern, it's Lalu and IMG. Spin and finish for Jones.
That's a beautiful move from Jones. Getting to the teeth of the defense. We've seen it earlier. He loves that spin, back to that right hand, and going up and getting that too. Putting Oak Ridge up 21.
And 21 points for Jones. He has been the difference. As Oak Ridge's Trayvon Maddox just got whistled for a foul. So Bowden Williams at the line as Rams enter the bonus.
I just want to know what Coach said to Jameer Jones when he took him out in that first quarter.
Yeah.
Took him out, benched him for the first 5 minutes of the second. He has been a different player since.
Numbers in the opening 8 minutes for Jones were ugly. 2 points, 1 of 7 shooting.
Then he was getting dominated defensively. Montanetti he had all those buckets on him. So it was bad offense, bad defense. Got benched, came back out, and just dominated this basketball game since.
He's righted the wrongs and then some. 21 points and a monster lead for his Pioneers. Now just letting the clock tick, tick, and tick. Jones. Nice bullet pass into the corner and a 3-point miss from Maddox. Here's Wilson. Short on a 3 and rebound to Jones. Actually, gonna call it out off Williams. Same result. At 2:30 in the fourth, Brian Montanati's Owasso Rams. A lot of work to do. This is the best team in the state of Oklahoma. Reigning state champions last year, hoisting that trophy for the first time ever. You see the little kid with the Gatorade. He's got that state championship shirt. As Owasso capped off the 26-4 season with a title. What's something you want to see the Rams work on before their next major tournament like this?
They got to develop a second scorer. I mean, Montanati can clearly put the ball in the basket. He's clearly a savant offensively when it comes to scoring the ball, but he needs some help. Right, if it's going to be Kerr, right, if it's going to be Williams, one of those guys has to step up and be a consistent second and third scorer. They've got to give a little bit more in the half court because once Oak Ridge showed that 2-3 zone, started taking away Montanati, they had nothing to go on in the half court offense. So I would say half court offense, I would say developing a consistent second and third scorer. But this Oak Ridge team is talented. I mean, between Mosley, between Jones, between Reese, the 3 high talented guys, they're going to do this to a lot of teams this season.
And there's the headliner, Jameer Jones, at the center of it all. Yeah, this Oak Ridge team, Ray, they almost did it. They almost upset Columbus in the Florida State title game last year. Up 16 points at halftime. turned into an overtime loss. They got boozered.
Boozer. But you just think about it. You think about Jameer Jones in the first half he had. I mean, it was bad basketball. And here in this second half, he's got it going. Just showing how deep this team is. I mean, it was Mosley, it was Reese in the first half. And then when they needed their dog to come alive, Jameer Jones did just that and took this game over.
The Dogs came alive big time. And one of them is Jalen Reese, who just got bumped and fouled on a 3. Looked like he was in the act of shooting,
he was shooting.
Should be headed to the free throw line. The officials checking over some things. I don't see why this would be a throw-in. But while we wait, Jalen Reese, this is going to be an SEC point guard in a year. And he looks every bit ready for that challenge.
Oh, for sure. I mean, a high IQ, heady basketball player, controls the tempo of the basketball game, can get downhill with that quick burst of speed, great off of the ball screen, can knock down shots off the dribble, off the catch and shoot, and then defensively, he's a pest. He gets into you, gets under you. Jalen Reese showing why he's one of the better point guards in the country.
Here's that last foul. So Reese clearly shooting, clearly fouled.
Foul. 3 shots.
Give the man 3 shots. And they won't. I wish I could tell you why.
I'm not sure what the call is then. I mean, if it's not a shooting foul, I mean, what is it? Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird, but it's a 19-point game. Minute 50 left, and Oak Ridge will cruise either way. Reese on Williams. Reese gets the bucket anyway. Guess ball don't lie.
We talked about it. I mean, just showing his ability to get down here and finish is special.
Around to Williams. Montanati still no points in the fourth quarter as Kerr fouls Mosley.
I mean, but even on that last shot attempt by Montanati, as soon as he was letting it go, you can see that second defender just running at him. He's been double-teamed. He's been triple-teamed. He's had 4 defenders in his face. Just no help for him here in this second half, especially the fourth quarter.
2 points in the second half, none in the fourth quarter after a 20-point first half. For top 20 prospect Jalen Montanati, whose Owasso Rams are set to bow out of the city of Palms. Win last night over Lehigh, though. What a highlight for those kids. 4-point win over the number 10 team in the country. But that'll be their only win of the city of Palms. Jameer Jones, Jalen Reese and company, just a machine. So a minute to go. Jones cutting through and a finish.
That is tough, young fella.
An absolute clinic. 23 points. I mean, it doesn't matter what the defense is doing. He will muscle through you, over you, under you, whatever.
I mean, coaches always say, don't attack a set defense. And that's exactly what Jameer Jones just did on that last possession. He went 1 on 5 and dunked on the whole team. Just a big-time player. I'm so impressed with his ability to turn the switch here in this game. Whatever motivation he had in that second quarter, whatever magic juice he drank, I mean, it was just big time.
23 points for Jones after a disastrous first quarter.
This all came in about 2.5 quarters. Didn't really play the second. Just took this game all the way over.
And a cherry on top, Solomon Bradshaw. So Oak Ridge down 2 after a quarter, no problem. About to cruise to a 25-point victory. And a date with Montverde coming tomorrow. Against Montverde, I don't think Jones can take a quarter off.
Oh, no. He won't be able to have a quarter like he did in the first one against a team like Montverde. Oak Ridge is going to have to be clicking on all cylinders for all 4 quarters all game long they will come away with that victory.
Well, last night, things got spicy between Montverde and Millennium. It was a tie game coming down the wire, but CJ Ingram, Hudson Greer and company got the job done for Montverde, and they will face Oak Ridge tomorrow in the City of Palms semis. The story of this one, Jameer Jones and the Oak Ridge Pioneers with a dominant win over Owasso. Bring on Montverde. So they clamp down defensively. Their best player rises up, and our player of the game, Jameer Jones. Ray, the adjustment could not have been more impressive, from a terrible first to a golden close.
After really struggling in that first quarter, scoring 2 points, 1 of 8 from the field, Jameer Jones had his way for the final 2.5 quarters. 23 points in the night, multiple steals, 10-plus rebounds, few block shots, but his ability to get downhill and finish at the rim is special. And once that 3-ball opens up, there is nothing you can do with him. Made the right play every single time down the stretch, down this game. And when he gets out in transition, he is special. A highlight waiting to happen. Jameer Jones showing exactly why he is one of the better players in this high school class, rated the 6th best power forward in the entire country.
This one was just silly. Felt at times like he was toying with them and toying with all of us, as Jones is our well-earned player of the game. So, semis tomorrow. Montverde, Oak Ridge, a Florida matchup in the Sunshine State. Our next matchup features another top Florida school, the 3-time defending state champions, Columbus High School, and the Duke-bound Boozer twins take on Georgia's Grayson High, featuring Caleb Holt and much more talent. That's coming up next at the City of Palms Classic. But for now, alongside our wonderful crew with producer Chad Boxenbaum, on replay Ryan Kowalski, and on our graphics, Paul Bronstetter, my partner Rafael Davis, I'm Sam Brief, saying so long from the City of Palms.